But my next guest says there's a big risk on the horizon and one that will come before those tax refunds hit. Joining us to discuss is TD Cowen's Chris Krueger. Chris, it's good to see you. And you're talking about the Obamacare subsidies, right?
Great to see you as well. That's correct. They're going to expire. Congress is out of town, so they'll expire next week. That's about $30 billion that 22 million households have been using to offset their health insurance premiums. There could be sort of a Festivus miracle here, a retroactive fix when Congress gets back around January 5th. January 15th is when open enrollment ends. Government funding runs dry on January 30. Those are really sort of the two action-forcing catalysts we're watching for. But right now, it doesn't seem too optimistic, and it's about $30 billion that'll be coming out of the economy.
That said, $135 billion is the amount of tax refund money that's coming, right? I mean, that was Wells Fargo's number, so that would dwarf this hit.
Well, yeah, we know that what the ACA subsidy is. The forecasts for the refunds, I've seen, anything from 100 to 135, but it's still not insignificant. One thing on the refunds as well, if there is a government shutdown over this issue again, those refunds might be delayed if the IRS is shuttered once again, too. So to your point, there's still a lot of fiscal tailwind coming, but it's not all in one direction.
No, and the other thing that I wonder more about is, A, the fact that if people know it's coming, do they pull the spend forward and kind of, use the powder before it's even there? And B, as we've heard people say, look, the consumer products companies know this as well, and they could raise prices, and therefore you get kind of less bang for your buck.
That's right. We also, there's tremendous uncertainty going into the new year with the IEEPA tariff decision from the Supreme Court. We were expecting that by year end, but the court is gone until January 9th. So, we basically are starting the year where we started at the end of August on Capitol Hill. No resolution on the ACA subsidies and no resolution on government spending.
But it sounds to me, again, going over your numbers, like the benefit is probably, the boost to consumers is probably going to be real and significant. And I know it's ironic because this is people's own money that they're getting back. But nevertheless, $130 billion is a big number. The Wells Fargo team also said, if there's any kind of tariff repeal or rebate, that could be $160 billion. Like, these numbers, I think, could boost GDP by up to a point in the first quarter. So we're coming off a 4% Q3 with 3.5% consumer spending into a situation where they might get a little extra boost. So even though there's an affordability crisis, you can see this at least kind of drawing out the amount of time that people are able possibly to keep all of the spending going.
No, for sure. What else is on the horizon with tariffs? Could be positive, could be negative. But yeah, I think the story for a lot of investors coming out of Washington is definitely the one big beautiful axe, fiscal tailwind. But just reminder that there are some cross currents, and that those refunds won't hit in all likelihood until the March-April timeframe. Whereas there's sort of a sequencing issue here in that you're going to get real hits to households, and that cohort is probably pretty similar to those that are expecting the refunds, right? You think about the people on the Obamacare exchanges. It's a lot of early retirees, a lot of small businesses, and those are folks who, in theory, will be beneficiaries of the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and the increased senior deduction.
And finally, what do you think they're going to end up doing? I know it's maybe hard on this one to tell what the outcome might be. Do you think they're going to end up coming to some kind of deal to keep some form of the subsidies in place, or no?
There's really not that much time. It's going to have to be retroactive. Really comes down to President Trump. Does President Trump want to do something on this issue? He's probably the only individual that could kind of break the logjam right now. There will be a vote in the House on a simple 3-year extension. Enough Republicans joined the Democratic discharge petition for that. But it's really up to the Senate. It's a 60-vote hurdle in the Senate. So you would need no less than 7 Republicans. They're not there right now. What does, what are members of Congress hearing from their constituents? What is the media coverage of this? How large are the premium increases, et cetera? So TBD, right now doesn't look great, but I'll end with a definitive maybe.